Welcome back to the healing path, and we're truly so glad that you're here with us today. Today, we're talking about something deeply important and very often overlooked, and that is it's the connection between your emotions and your physical health. It's a link that we can feel intuitively, yet many of us never really learn how profoundly the emotional body actually shapes our physical body.
It really is a profound connection, Molly. Every emotion that you experience, stress, joy, fear, love, grief, creates a biochemical response in the body. And when you feel calm and safe, the body moves into its natural healing state. And when hormones are balanced, digestion works smoothly, immunity strengthens, and the whole nervous system relaxes. But when emotions like long term stress, fear, worry, and suppressed sadness, that actually creates a response in the body too. And the body responds as if it's under threat. And what happens is cortisol rises, muscles tense and tighten, and inflammation in the body increases. And the body shifts into survival mode, a state meant for moments, not for months or years. And this is why emotional well-being isn't separate from physical health, it is physical health.
Yes, exactly. It's all connected. So I wanted to look at a few key areas of the emotional and physical connection aspect. And if we look at our immune system, it can be influenced by chronic stress or emotional overwhelm, which can weaken those immune defenses and certainly make us much more susceptible to infections. And a lot of our areas in our body become a bit slower to heal. And with our gut, the gut is incredibly sensitive to your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts. So things like anxiety, tension, or unresolved trauma can disrupt your gut flora. It can certainly slow down your digestion and cause inflammation, and certainly something like reflux can be a big part of that. And
So true, Molly. Your emotional state influences your stress hormones as well, and thyroid function, reproduction hormones, and melatonin levels. So, emotional imbalance often shows up also as fatigue, insomnia, and irregular cycles. And also, emotions can cause pain in the body because it contracts. And it does this to protect us during emotional stress. But when that goes for a long time, it can turn into chronic pain. And this is amplified, as I just said, into chronic pain that come in the form of headaches, neck tension, back pain. And when emotions are processed and released, then that helps the body to soften. And with that, those symptoms also soften.
yeah, exactly. And many of us, well, probably most of us at some point suppress our emotions. Well, because life is busy, because we're busy coping day to day with family and work pressures. But the suppressed emotions, they don't just disappear because you keep yourself busy. They actually settle into your body, into your very breath, into your muscles. They can affect your posture and certainly affect your nervous system patterns. So, this doesn't really mean that the emotions are causing the illness, but rather they definitely influence how the body copes, how it responds, and how well it can repair. So, when we begin to listen to what our emotions are trying to tell us, the body often begins to soften and to heal.
Absolutely, Molly, it sure does. And there are a few gentle ways to actually help ourselves emotionally, help our emotional wellness. And that includes things like deep breathing. When we deep breathe, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, and that's the body's healing mode. Also, when we start to acknowledge our emotions, we're giving it expression. So naming the emotion, and that helps the body, the brain and the body to start to process it. And journaling, as we've discussed before, that expresses the emotions. By writing them down, it creates a space for them to be actually brought out into the open and viewed from different perspective. And we can also use supportive herbs, which we've discussed in other videos, such as chamomile, lemon balm, ashwagandha, passion flower, and the beautiful holly basil. And your emotions, they don't need to be fixed. They need to be understood. Gentleness with yourself is healing in itself.
Yes, it really is. And your body is always trying to communicate with you. It wants you to hear its messages. So every sense of tension or every symptom, every emotion has a story. It's a message, not there to punish you, but to guide you towards healing. And when we look at emotional healing, well, it's not about being positive all the time. That's almost impossible, but it is about being authentic. It's about being curious and certainly about being compassionate towards yourself. It's also about creating an inner environment where your body no longer feels that it's under a threat. So when you change your emotional inner world, when you cultivate calm, cultivate hope and joy and gratitude and forgiveness. Your body feels that shift. Every cell responds. Your hormones will rebalance. Your nervous system will soften. Inflammation decreases and healing becomes, well, not only possible, but probable. You're not separate from your emotions. They are part of you, a very big part of you. And when embraced gently, they can become enormously powerful tools for your healing, for transformation and well-being.
Absolutely, Molly. And we talk about this quite often, the mind, body, and the connection between the emotions and the physical body. So, and remember, you are never alone on this journey. Thank you so much for your time with us today. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, and may your path be filled with ease and well-being. Thank you.